Hello everyone, my name is MrHurriicane, and today I wanted to give you guys this channel update. Last week I gave you all an update on my Jaguars Connected Franchise series, which has since started. The first episode is on my channel, check that out if you haven't, but set aside some time because it's over 31 minutes long. Anyway, in today's video, I wanted to give you guys an idea of what's going to be happening here in the near future on my channel with all these series that I'm doing. I have the Panthers franchise still going. It is getting closer to the end of the regular season. This update video should be up on Sunday, so yesterday was the Week 12 episode of my Panthers series. There are 5 games to go in that regular season. And by the way, if you're not caught up on my series, you should probably not watch this video right now in case I spoil anything for you. But like I said, I have the Panthers franchise still going, although it's getting closer to the end. I have my Minnesota Dynasty that is in its 9th season from NCAA 14. I'm going to talk about that series quite a bit in this video. I have the Desmond Payne Road to the Show. I have the Andy McKenzie and Jaguars franchise series on Madden 16. And those are the 5 series on this channel. Ultimate Team, Draft Champions, and anything else is something that'll pop up every now and then, but aren't really a full-on series that I'm focusing on like those 5. So, this year with Madden 16, I wanted to give you guys a much better franchise and player-based series than I did last year. And I know I'm starting later, that's not really a huge concern to me. It was all about getting those series started with good sliders, getting a couple things fixed from the patch, and with the games I've played so far from the preseason of the Jaguars and my first little bit with Andy McKenzie, it's been worth the wait, at least to me. And now I'm focused to give you guys some great content in both of those series. But obviously this year you guys want more consistent content, and I want that as well. I want the Jaguars franchise to go deeper. I want much more than 2 seasons with Andy McKenzie. And so how am I going to make that happen? A few weeks ago, I thought about this quite a bit when I was sick and not really working on content. I thought about how I could get you guys the 5 seasons I want in the Jaguars series, and I want to give Andy McKenzie a full NFL career. So I'm targeting at least 8 to 10 years with him, and I want to make both of those things happen with these series and give you guys what you've been wanting from my channel and what you expect. And so I tried to do a little bit of math and figure out what I have to do to get both of those things accomplished. And one thing that's probably been blatantly obvious now for a while, and I've known but haven't really come to just accept it, is that I tend to try too much. I've had too many series running at once, and then certain things get inconsistent. My Let's Play channel has been very inconsistent, for instance, although I am more focused on my main series, especially this time of year. But I've thought about how I'm going to make this happen and give you guys the best franchise I've done and the best player-based series I've done. And don't forget about Desmond Payne. I really enjoy playing MLB The Show, and I want to give you guys a Desmond Payne career that will continue with the year-to-year saves into the next MLB, and we'll see where we go from there. So basically, my plan to give you guys a great road to the show, a great franchise, and a great player-based series is to do less series in the near future. The Panthers franchise is going to end whenever that is going to be in the next couple months, and then that's going to be over, and I'll be down to 4 series on this channel. That leaves the Minnesota Dynasty in addition to the previous 3 I've talked about. Now, I've been thinking now for a long time about when is the right time to end the Minnesota Dynasty. For a while, I thought I'd end after 8 seasons because that would be the end of the Andy McKenzie, Jonathan Starks, and all those other star players. That was their era, and that era has now closed. But the series has still continued, obviously, into Season 9 with a lot of fresh faces. That team is still doing very well, and I really enjoy playing the series. It still gets very good reception from you guys, but obviously there is a right time to end it. And the number I've had in my mind, I don't think I've really kept it a secret. I don't know if I've announced it publicly to you guys in like a comment section on a video. I know a handful of people have asked me, and I've just straight up told them. I want to end the Minnesota Dynasty after 10 seasons. That would be a full decade with the team. We see the progress of them being a 500 middle-of-the-road Big Ten team to becoming one of the Big Ten juggernauts, and then seeing if that continues after that great era with McKenzie and everybody else. I believe after 10 seasons, the story would be basically complete. I know by the end of 10 seasons I won't be tired of playing the series because I could pretty much go forever with it, but if I close it after 10 seasons, it would have been a great series that I had a lot of fun with, and as did you guys. But if I ended it there, it would give me a great opportunity to focus on my franchise, to focus on Andy McKenzie and the road to the show in those 3 series in particular. And that's what I plan on doing. We'll wrap up Season 9 in the Minnesota Dynasty, and then gear up for one final run in Season 10. I hate thinking about that series coming to an end because it's the longest I've ever played a football series or video game, period. I've never gone 9 seasons deep on Madden, any old NCAA games. That's the furthest, and thinking about it ending kind of sucks. But obviously, there are things I want to accomplish with these series, and I believe I've pretty much accomplished what I've wanted to do with the Gophers, and Season 10 will be a good time to close out the series and then move on to focusing more on the Jaguars franchise and giving you guys a great player-based series like I don't think I've really done before. I have done some Road to Glories in the past, never really a good Madden player-based series, and I believe I can do that with the Andy McKenzie Career Mode series. One thing I've briefly talked about in the past is my desire to do a franchise, or a dynasty rather, after the Minnesota Dynasty. And I still plan on someday coming back to NCAA 14 and doing another rebuilding project, a bigger project in Minnesota. I want to go from the ground up and build up a very low-rated program and obviously take them to the top. But that's not really going to be in my future plans, at least the near future plans. I will look to do that at some point. But after the Minnesota Dynasty and after the Panthers franchise, I'm really going to hone in on these Madden 16 series and Desmond Payne. If my focus is on those 3 series, there should be no issue with getting those out consistently. The target is 2 videos a week per series. That's obviously a lot more difficult now with 5 series going and 3 of those being franchise or dynasties. So I'll be doing my best over these next few weeks while I play more of the Panthers franchise and I get my Jaguars franchise going. Week 1, by the way, in that series will be on my channel on Monday, and then I'll have a week 2 episode out later in the next week. Probably Thursday or Friday, and then hopefully back to Monday. I like posting franchise videos for some reason. I've always liked posting those on Monday, so that's pretty much my expectation, is to give you guys one of those every day on Monday before you watch Monday Night Football. So, one more thing I want to do in these next few weeks is the Minnesota Dynasty Season 9 is going to end before the Panthers franchise. And I don't want to jump into Season 10 immediately and get off to an inconsistent start with that. So I'm going to finish this season in the Minnesota Dynasty, and then I'll start Season 10 once the Panthers franchise is over. So I won't be juggling these 3 big series for too long. Once Minnesota Dynasty Season 9 is complete, I'll put that one on the shelf for just a little bit while I get Jaguars and Panthers up. And then it'll be the Jaguars franchise, and then the Minnesota Dynasty's last season side by side until Season 10 eventually comes to an end, and then I'll be focusing more on the Madden 16 content, and obviously the road to the show, I'm not forgetting about that one. I know that's not as popular of a series as any of my others, but I really enjoy playing it, and Desmond Payne is here to stay. I think I've gotten this main point across to you guys. I'm eventually going to be focusing on those 3 series. You will still see some other content. I like having the time to go and play like NFL Tour and just throw up some random stuff. I like posting random videos when I have the opportunity. Haven't had the chance to do that much lately. I also talked about doing a series on NFL head coach. If I can do the 3 series consistently and I can feel I can handle a 4th, like a live commentary NFL head coach series, I will consider it, but I'm not going to force it into the rotation. For too long now, I've tried doing too much, end up posting too little. Not to my expectation anyway. I really enjoy these series, and that's why I do the type of content that I do. It's what I enjoy the most. And I hope that it shows in both my franchise and my dynasty in particular. I grew up playing franchise, loved it from the very beginning. My very first Madden, I got into it playing franchise. I was 8 years old, playing franchise on Madden 2001. I remember taking control of both the Vikings and the Rams, so I could trade Dante Culpepper and Robert Smith for Kurt Warner and Marshall Faulk. I don't know why I felt the need to do that, because Culpepper and Smith were both good, But obviously, the greatest show on turf was popular back then, and I was trying to win the Super Bowl playing rookie difficulty, and I was 8 years old. So that was me playing franchise back then. I still love playing franchise now. I really got more into it when I started doing YouTube, and I had an audience that really enjoyed it as well. And with me still kind of looking back at my Madden 12 Vikings franchise as kind of being the best franchise I've done. I think my video quality and commentary has gotten better, but the franchise experience was really good in Madden 12, and I want to top that here in Madden 16 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. So that is basically everything I had to talk about in this update. Just wanted to let you guys know that eventually here coming up, I will be focusing on the Jaguars, Andy McKenzie, and Desmond Payne. You'll still see some Ultimate Team, some Draft Champions, but those series and those 3 series are going to be my focus. There's not going to be a Dynasty for a while after the Minnesota Dynasty, and I'll think more about that in a few months, what I'm going to do with the next Dynasty that I do, which will end up being a huge rebuilding project. That's what it's all about, and that's why the Minnesota Dynasty is kind of coming to an end. We haven't been rebuilding now for a while, but it's still fun. Anyway, I hope you guys are excited for what's to come with the Jaguars franchise. Again, week 1 is going to be on Monday, and week 2 will also be on my channel sometime later in the week, probably Thursday or Friday. One of those 2 days will be my target. But thank you all for listening to this update video. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comment section. I'll be down there answering and interacting with you guys. But thank you for watching / listening. There wasn't much to watch in this one, unless you like still images. But I'll see you guys on Monday, which is tomorrow, I guess, when this will go up, in the Jaguars franchise. Have a great day, everybody, and I'll see you then.